Welcome to the Moon Tribe podcast. I'm Simona Shimanovic, your host. I'm here to inspire heart-led entrepreneurs and conscious leaders to follow their purpose and create a life of freedom, wealth, and magic. Welcome back, tribe. I'm excited for today's episode where I'm gonna share with you about activating your vision so you can actually attract your desires. And we are cruising through Aquarius season. And Aquarius is a sign that for me is also really connected to our higher vision. It's one of the last signs of the zodiac. As I mentioned, it's the 11th sign. Spiritually, it is also connected to our third eye center. To, as many of you know, this is the place of the Ajna chakra, so the third eye chakra, which is said to be in between the eyebrows and then actually in the center of the head. This is the place that is the seat of our higher mind, what the yogis call the Buddhi mind. So it's beyond just the daily chit chat of the, our lower mind. And it's really the place where we can have powerful insights and where we can see the bigger vision. So with this third eye, this is said to be the eye that actually can see beyond the veil. For me, very beautiful. If you have seen images of Lord Shiva in the Hindu tradition, Shiva is always depicted with the two eyes and with the third eye vertically down his forehead. And I read about it, and I think it's so powerful that this vertical eye, his third eye, is because it actually can see into other planes of existence. So it is vertical. It can see into other dimensions, and it can perceive reality from a higher perspective. So we all have this capacity to awaken this higher vision and to understand the bigger picture, see the higher perspective. And I think especially as leaders, this is a skill that is really needed for us to not just get lost into the small things and into the daily activities and just keep the whole thing running. But of course, then being able to look at the bigger picture. What am I creating? How does it all fit together? For me, that is like a aspect of sacred strategy. How does what I'm doing today, this week, this month, fit into my bigger vision for the year, for the next 10 years? So this is really this ability to zoom out. For me, in the shamanic tradition, if you have worked with shamanic tradition, there is, of course, the energy of the eagle and condor. They're flying high above and they are able to see the bird's eye view, the higher view. And this is really, for me, the quality of this third eye, of the third eye wisdom. It's being able to zoom out and see the theater of life playing out, to see the roles everyone is playing, including yourself, and understand these bigger patterns and these bigger roles without necessarily identifying with them. So do you feel me? There's a whole nother level of understanding. Another thing I want to bring in here is that Aquarius is the very last air sign. And actually, it's not really the element of air anymore, but it is the element of ether. Beyond air, even less dense, even more subtle, we have ether. And let me just go back here for a moment each astrological sign represents one of the 4 elements. So we have fire, we have earth, we have air, and we have water. And beyond these 4 elements, there's the 5th element, which is actually the element of ether, of Akasha. And Akasha is said to be the field. It's the element that holds the other elements. It's the space that holds, the container that holds the other elements. So this is for me the energy we are working with Aquarius. It's the ether, the field. And in this field, there is this understanding of frequency. So Aquarius is very much about frequency and about vibration. So as you probably know, in quantum physics, there is this understanding that matter is the same as energy. Matter and energy are not separate. And from that point of view, everything is energy. Everything has a frequency. Also in nature, everything has a frequency, a unique frequency. So if we understand the universe and if we understand reality in terms of frequency, that is when we can go to these kind of deeper layers of reality and of creating reality. And for me, Aquarius is also connected to this creative energy of working with frequency to manifest. Aquarius is for me the sign that is connected to the magician. If any one of you is into the tarot, there's the card of the magician, which is, I think, the first card of the major arcana. And this energy of the magician is about realizing that you are the creator of reality, that the physical reality is a mirror, is your creation. So I know we're going quite far out there. I hope you're still with me. But tapping into this magician energy, where we understand reality in terms of energy, in terms of frequency. And that brings us to, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the teachings of the law of attraction. The law of attraction works like this on an energetic level. And the law of attraction basically says, like unto itself is drawn. So similar frequencies are attracted to each other. And depending on which type of frequency you are sending out, this is also what you are receiving back in terms of the situations, people, environments in your life. So we're going to be diving more into this as well. But if you studied a little bit about the law of attraction, there's also this idea that our emotions are a very important part of the signal we are sending out. So of course we have on the one hand, our thoughts are sending out a signal, a frequency, and then also our emotions are sending out a powerful signal. There's the emotional guidance scale, which is so beautiful in the teachings of Abraham Hicks. So some emotions are more on the lower spectrum and they are like lower frequency, and then they will also attract to us kind of lower frequency circumstances. So for example, fear and hopelessness and despair, etc. If we're feeling in this way, then we are also attracting more similar frequencies. Then somewhere in the middle is anger, boredom, and then there are the higher frequencies that we can move into, has to do with gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, love, bliss, ecstasy. So it's not about being in one of these higher emotions all the time. I think that is unfortunately humanly impossible. It's just part of, of our daily life that our emotions fluctuate. But can we cultivate the higher emotions, the higher frequency emotions? And then also we attract more of the like, we attract more high frequency and high vibe situations. So I feel that is also something that most spiritual practices are designed to support us with, right? If you do meditation, if you practice yoga, if you do breath work, practice Tai Chi, whatever your favorite practices are, they help us to come back to these more balanced emotions. So a lot to talk about here, but just to bring it back to this idea that Aquarius rules about frequency and rules about the field, it's really tapping into this magician energy and saying that, I can actually become a magnet for the desires that I have in my life. I can put out my desires. I can set my intentions. I can create my vision. I can create my vision board. I can repeat my affirmations, do the meditations. And the more I embody the frequency of my desires and of my vision, and that's also another key word, it's about embodying it actually. So it's not only in the mind, but it's also really embodied, is something I'm really passionate about teaching as well. It needs to be embodied. And then the more we can hold the vision, the more we can connect to these desires, the more we can feel the vision, the easier we can attract it into our lives. And I think that's something in our life and in our business that is really our superpower, right? And what I think is very beautiful for me was also like this aha moment, is that from the Aquarian point of view, everything is possible actually instantly. You can manifest instantly if you are 100% aligned. So most of us are not advanced at that level that we can manifest our big visions instantly. Something small, maybe yes, but on a theoretical level, and that's what quantum leaps are about. It doesn't have to be a slow, long process. It doesn't have to be lots of work that takes 20 years. Quantum leaps are these jumps in consciousness and jumps in reality that are instant. So I want to open up your idea that your vision and your desires don't have to be hard work and take ages. What we need to do is remove the blocks, remove the things that are actually preventing the vision from coming in. Because it already exists in the universe. It already exists out there on a level of energy. So how quickly can you align yourself to be a magnet for it to manifest into your reality? So I know today I went a little bit out there in Aquarian style. I hope you're still with me. Just let it be some inspiration to, blow your mind. And meanwhile, please remember to share your magic. I have something special for my sisters who are listening. I'd love to invite you to my community for conscious women, Moon Tribe Circle. This is for you if you're curious to learn more about working with the moon and how to set your new moon intentions. Once a month, I host a beautiful ritual under the new moon where I explain more about the astrology and the cosmic energies. We come together online with sisters from all over the world to share in the circle and set our intentions together. And doing this in a group is, of course, much more powerful as we create a vortex together. And it's magical to see how this really works, because many of our intentions manifest very soon by the full moon. So if you'd like to join us, you can find out more in the link in the show notes. I'll pop it down there. And you can get a taste and try your first month for the half price with the code Moon Magic. I'd love to see you in our next circle. Thank you for listening to the Moon Tribe podcast with me, Simona Shimanovic. I'd love to share my free abundance meditation with you. Go to simonashimanovic.com and join the tribe.